Hello everyone, and welcome to our game day here on Sunday. I will quickly adjust the bands as always, and then we are good to go. There we have it. Everyone, welcome. Dinetags, Curry Lightning, Marzipan, welcome. Glad to have you guys here. Quickly adjusting the microphone a little bit. Also, Bara, welcome. The farmer. Yeah, today's bands, I think actually, more or less standard. I think, getting rid of Lion, Raw, Crew, and Falconetti. I mean, Falconetti is a little bit special, but I think denying tower kill strats is definitely something you have to think about on Dazoo Fortress. It has been a very popular strategy in CBL and also sometimes in Eric Cup, I think. So, yeah, denying the only options to really deny towers makes sense since we have no artillery. Yanyu Dao Ben, I guess, since Yanyu is still one of the best big fight wipers, it makes sense. Phalanx ban, I guess. Good overall unit, Star Wars ban as well. So the blob fighting capabilities are getting denied. And I think that makes sense for story enjoyers because they have a lot of individually strong players. And that's something they maybe want to abuse against APM. Also, it counters a little bit the Shenji Grenadier save, because Shenji Grenadiers basically rely on everyone blobbing up to be maximum effective. And if story enjoyers denies blobbing and goes more for chaotic, faster fights, they can take away a lot of value from Shenjis, maybe. In an ideal world, like for story enjoyers, APM still tries to blob up. And they have Shenjis also on their side, but they play more mobile. Maybe. We will see. Modao Battalion save. I know someone in the chat who is very amazed about it. Greetings to that person. And yeah, we can hop over into the casting screen and also look into the lobby. It should be ready very soon. Last players are coming in. A lot of known names on both sides. And I'm very, very interested in seeing like how this will play out. Of course, I think story enjoyers are here the big favorite. Most likely. APM did not have the best performances in their last game, and it looked like they were struggling a lot. So I do hope they massively step up their game. They do not run into the setup trap in the unit picks and bans, and they get into a good game for them, and they might take a game off story enjoyers. That would be, of course, very, very cool to see. As always, we like to see the favorites struggle, the underdog perform, or maybe see some very spicy new strategies. That's something I personally look forward to the most. We are playing Dazoo Fort Kree. As always, 3 minutes delay, so whenever I react to the chat, it's unfortunately too late. One of the downsides of the way how we cast the game currently So yeah, maybe in the future we will get a different way to cast, maybe, so we can have a chat interaction again. That would be crazy. But for now, I don't see it happening. Like some, like clean feed, where I'm just streaming the clean feed. But it would, on the other hand, take away my ability to move the camera how I like. So that would require also someone who essentially is making a good camera work, or like a camera that satisfies me. So then, that person has a delay in the stream, and I can just in time stream the clean feed and have a chat interaction on the side. That would be my favorite version, because I actually do really enjoy talking to you guys and exchanging thoughts about the game in general. Unfortunately, we have to do that with a delay. Nonetheless, I do like when you guys comment, give your input. I know a lot of you guys are very experienced players that can give perspective on things, or maybe fill gaps when I'm not knowing something, or I'm maybe extreme in my opinion about certain things. Always feel free to comment, correct, and critique. That's always fine. I do appreciate it. And now we have spoken so long, for 6 minutes. Dear story enjoyers, stop enjoying the story. Join the lobby. Okay, one more to go. Come on, story enjoyers, you got this. I mean, that would be the worst way to lose a match if you can't get your 15th player in and you get disqualified for not attending. Or if you have to play 14 versus 15. God bless, we're not seeing this type of very uncool win. Not gonna lie, as much as I want to see APM take a game of story enjoyers, I do not want to see it with rule enforcement. I just want to see it on the battlefield. So yeah, get ready, guys. Big pop coming up. Yeah, by the way, upfront, today we are only streaming like the first 2 game slots over here, because unfortunately our game slot is the 3rd and I definitely want to play. So yeah, we have to finish the stream afterwards. Yeah, I will not restart the stream. So we're watching the last games on different channels, but I think that's fair and we get over it. And as always, the game will be uploaded on YouTube afterwards. It will come online somewhere during the night, most likely. I know, like the upload time of this direct upload feature from Twitch are a little bit less predictable and slower than if I would download and upload again from my PC. So yeah, speaking about the unit comps, story enjoyers do look pretty mobile. They have a lot of units that are kind of fast. The other side of APM does also look pretty mobile. So the blobs will be harder to hit with Shenjis, and that will definitely require some more experience on the Shenji players. Pumpkin and Nutella on the one side. And on the other side, we have Uncooked Bananas and AP White Wing and Lifestar. Okay, very interesting. Putting special units on a spear player. Very interesting choice. We will see how this turns out. And we're loading in. A 10 make kind of. We are finally home to the stock happened or catch yet. What happened? But we hope in good faith, nothing evil, everything fine. Okay, I'm trying to get a good low camera sense, and we see the instant Sally. Story enjoyers here quick on their feet, coming out with a good amount of cap already. Camels in the gate to block their own gate most likely. Let's see how APM is reacting. It looks like they're doing the hide behind the reinforcements strategy and use their artillery so far. But Story enjoyers are going massively aggressive with a lot of cav over the long flank here. And now it comes down to every player here doing it the best job they can to take the unit rate in the advantage of their team. But now it looks like Story enjoyers are getting the better trade here on the left side. Center still doesn't look totally cleaned up, but also Story enjoyers taking over a little bit. Supply is getting contested by APM, but I think that is nothing they need to worry about. They really need to worry about stopping these cavs, killing these cavs, and hunting down the players. They do not need the supply at all. At least not for now. But it looks like Story enjoyers are here in huge control. And they are wasting so much time of APM here. Slowly they're retreating, I guess, which makes total sense. Not wasting too many hero lives if possible, especially if you wiped so much and wasted so much time. We have some very brave action here by Enodachi. Crash out flames, fighting Geisho. Winning a very solid duel here. Thanks for the entertainment, guys. And the chase continues here on the wall. APM infuriated, trying to kill whatever they can after they got sallied for so long. But this does not end the best. So Mango getting away. Towers are also still getting contested here by the last Pole X. That is outside, buying even more time. It only going down to 7 heroes. Tankiness is such a fun thing. Detax cheering for Chaga and his longbow. Definitely. Embrace the niche classes. Embrace the not chain dog and not heavy classes. They need some love, at least from the community, because the devs are very often not giving the love they deserve. Also, having a capable longbow player is really an upside for a team. That creates a lot of opportunities to not get forced into pushing special setups, because you can also try to hide until my longbow player takes out the special strategies, which is very valuable because it gives you options. But here, Story enjoyers are taking the height behind the building, pretty standard. Some quite fast units here still on the stairs. All 3 towers will land, as expected, since every tower destroying unit is banned. And they want to abuse the Shenjis here on the towers, or on these chokes on the walls. Which is a double-edged sword, because the the attacker can also utilize these changes, and they're our longbow player. Chaga is definitely the win condition here. If he manages to pressure out the opponent changes or even kill them, he gives his team a crazy advantage in this fight. Also on this fighting spot they are fighting in, having the two-sided opportunity for story enjoyers makes it harder for the Cocos in the opposing team to really hit. But they do decide against it, and they are pushing into it, I guess, to dodge the trap. But Cocos made it up to the top. And they are throwing. But very, very solid catch here for story enjoyers, keeping them in this very tiny choke. Also crazy flank here from the other tower into the back. Very, very effective. This trap is not the best. It will also most likely hit the home team. But APM made it kind of through. Started to be looking very promising for story enjoyers here. But they lost massively unit rate wise. Not massively, but they definitely lost the unit rate solidly. And they also lost the objective. Looks like they're attempting a retake. Usually story enjoyers are like playing the time game often, using a lot of cheap lineups to like kind of 50-50 trades with cheaper units and waste time. But this time that is not looking like they succeeded on it. But this retake attempt looks very solid. If they manage to block this point, they will most likely get the retake, but the trap hits very, very hard. And the retake did happen, and they corrected the unit rate just by a little bit, killing off the last bits of APM. So, do they retreat to a second line defense, or do they play it out on A? That's the question here. They have Shenjis, so they have a chance, but APM is coming in hot and fast. Also with a set of Shenjis, but on the Desperation Tower. Because this tower is... I'm not a fan of this tower, because you're most likely getting a lot of two-side action. Shenjis have a good opportunity to throw in from kind of safe positions, if you really want to. And these Shenjis are hitting now. Solid hit here in the middle of the blob. Unfortunately, not full lobby by full unit by mask claims here. But another set of story enjoyer players are now on the bottom again, going to the backside of these towers. First time it did not really work in their favor. Mask claims Shenjis are getting trapped, but they get another throw off. Very, very important detail here. And this looks like a very, very good fight for story enjoyers. Cleaning up APM, and now the unit rate is definitely in their favor again. The fast attempt over one tower was not the answer for APM. And now it's just the time game. 1.5 minutes with the death timers. I would argue this is already over, because story enjoyers definitely have these heavy players that are capable of dancing on points, wasting even more time, and these guys will get the last minute down, even if they would like magically lose the unit rate now, which I do not think. Longbows on the bottom. I do think they were planned for something different. For the A-take, they are not the greatest, and they are getting immediately mated by the longbow on top, by Chaga. And another quick rush here into the story enjoyer defense. All the Modaos fighting on the wall. I get flashbacks from that Cheng. But yeah, dripping in one by one because out of desperation. is the last option here, but it's not a good one, and they definitely get murdered for it. Yeah, solid display of time-wasting strategies here by story enjoyers. Unfortunately for APM, they could not really keep the level of unit rate from their first push over the right side. And that doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. But maybe they cook something special for their defense. And we're about to witness the glorious comeback, what I hope. So go APM, try your best. Go and lay the progress blade of your life. I like you need to. So we are taking a very, very quick we see us on the second half matchup. Okay, we are back here. I hope maybe I got a little fix here. I have tried something out. I hope you guys can still hear me as intended. Little reminder of yeah, what units are saved and banned, and we are swapping over to the lobby again. Okay, I do definitely hope it's a little bit better now. I couldn't like really like reproduce the lag because the lag came and went by. I thought I found a fix in like my Steel Series driver set interfering, but that's currently disabled. So yeah, the search will continue to finally eliminate this annoying lag. I'm very sorry for it. So I do hope we get, yeah, an interesting match at least to see as compensation. APM definitely need to step up their game, get, yeah, smarter push decisions. Also maybe better positions now in the, like in the defense where they want to hold. Because like two of their desperation pushes, you know, when they try to play fast, were just like massively playing into the strength of story enjoyers. They absolutely had no idea of like how to deal with these people coming from the backside. They did not go for like some sort of split pushes. That would be, I think, definitely preferred for fighting against specials like Shenji's. Especially like when Mask Flames had his Shenji's out, he was massively punishing like these people on the tower. And I think that is something you best avoid by not lobbing up too much. I think the unit compositions were capable of not playing like the full, you know, like 15 super condensed people blob. I also think like APM is theoretically experienced enough on a lot of players that they can pull off like more complicated strats than just like 50-man blob up and go. So yeah, I'm not quite sure if they can improve this like immediately now on the defense. I just hope it. Also, I do feel like against teams like Story Enjoyers, like the full 15 blob up and go is not enough anymore. It's enough for like beating maybe third division teams or second division teams if you do the blob up very solid. But on a lot of maps, and also in a lot of like unit constellations, you need to step up your game. You cannot just go 15 and go for the most part. Because yeah, it's taking away your opportunity to outshine your opponent, and when they react properly to it, they have the chances to outshine you, and they will outrate you. Especially a team that is capable, like Story Enjoyers. So the lobby is popping in the right moment when I'm running out of stuff I can tell you in advance of the game. Thanks a lot for the lobby start. You can't hear me. That would be actually a shame. Okay. I hope you do hear me now. I do hope. Okay, I mean, yeah, the question unfortunately cannot really get fixed with a 3-minute delay. So yeah, I do hope it's fixed now. I just turned back the setting. So yeah, another not fix. As always, professionally, unprofessionally here on the channel. And we see again a lot of cav here on the side of both teams. A little bit less changes here for strangers, if I counted correctly. Maybe it was for teams 3. Maybe I need this. Okay, back into the free cam. And into another tower pushing phase that is maybe starting with the sally out. I mean, by now Storinger has definitely pressed tab and they are waiting the sally out maybe. Trap is not placed. Maybe it's just a bait sally out. Usually these bait sally outs do not win too much. Just a very little advantage you can maybe get out of it. Yeah, it does not really look like that Storingers are believing the sally out. The heroes are massively in the front. And they would be easy targets if the sally out would really happen. They're already also starting to push towers. So maybe now the window opens for a delayed sally. Let's see if APM considers taking it. Let's see. Okay. I do hope. Everything is working fine. I was just... Okay, Chris, könnt ihr mich die ganze Zeit hören? Also auch während der Unit-Pick- und Ban-Phase? Dann glaube ich, dann wäre das gut für mich, die Settings wieder zurückzumachen. Okay. And we see the easy A-take here for Story Enjoyers. No fight from APM on the point, which makes a lot of sense if you're not committing to a sally out with all these cavs. So they definitely want to fight somewhere on the ground when you're picking so much cav. Some deathmatch here on the top. This top position here is definitely something that is very interesting, at least to pressure, to get these Shenjis in position to contest here on the stairs, which is usually a kind of safe position against traps and range units here from the top. It's also giving you a massive high ground advantage over the opposing Shenjis as well. Only downside, you cannot use your trap unless you're getting counter pushed. for the most part here, like somewhere here, the travelable area starts, where you're not risking to kill your own team. But it's still a slow build up. Also, no aggression here. By the way, APM could have pushed this here and go fast. Which would have been maybe like one of these plays they would have needed to try to gain advantage over story enjoyers, because story enjoyers have proven that they definitely have a good idea like how their plans should play out. So letting them play their game at their conditions is very often not the best idea. And now story enjoyers are making their move here on the main flank and on the supply flank. Okay, APM is full focusing on the main push of story enjoyers, and they're immediately also story enjoyers immediately taking a little retreat here. Still getting caught. Like, this trap is not hitting the craziest, but like 1 or 2 bullets might hit. A little bit also unlucky, I guess. Supply is still blocked, but the units of story enjoyers are getting eaten bit by bit. APM here with a good decision to like mass focus on the main fight. But they are now getting eaten by the Cavs that are reinforcing the lines of story enjoyers. Also, supply permanently gone on this side. Not the biggest issue since they have another supply, but they have no fight that they can come back to, so all these Cav reinforcements will most likely not be capable of fighting back here.
We go to war, my sisters.
Okay, you guys say it's when I'm loading in and out of the game. Yeah, that's something that Conqueror's Blade like does like in the since some patches. Which is a little bit unfortunate, because Conqueror's Blade is unfortunately not getting better technically. They are managing to program a lot of more issues into the game. So yeah. Let's see. Okay, endpoint set up here by APM. Okay. So they played a lot like the Siege and Rank meta, nothing special. Which is a little bit sad, because I think competitive offers a little bit more opportunities for coordinated play. And I do think this end cap is not the best position in general if you want to fight. Because it opens a lot of like flank opportunities and trap positions. So coordinated teams will definitely abuse all these opportunities. Makes you more vulnerable than you think. Only upside maybe. The potentially safe Shenji position here in this little fort. And for the other flank, maybe here from the supply, they could abuse the Shenjis, but that means they need to read where the main blob is coming. And for now, it looks like they're hiding a lot of range just on their supply. Okay, and now they are coming in quick and hot, led by a Cav.
No retreat.
That already makes solid progress through these shields. Modaos were not in place.
Destroy
And
them.
I guess that is a very, very solid double unit pull here. Yeeting the Cav up front. That's actually a new thing I do like to see. Yeeting Cav in first and coming down with infantry is exactly opposite of like how most teams play it. Playing the infantry into like cavalry, which is the standard double pull mechanic, because it's giving you the highest chance of arriving in an ongoing fight. But since the supply is close by, I think the opposite order can make sense to throw off your opponent. And now the anti-cav is in place, eating all of this yeeted cav by APM. Eating frontally here into the Modao shield combination. And also Zenga now making it through with the Dagger Axe. And there goes the unit trade once more into the favor of story enjoyers. Also very good supply block here. One of these basic mechanics we did see a lot of struggle with in Rustic Division games that we were spectating. So yeah, for all these Rustic teams out there, this is how you play it. Get the supplies blocked, get one heavy at least on them, have communication about it, and you are absolutely good to go. IOA taking the EB here for story enjoyer in this game. On the other side, AM Tai Lock going for the MB. Yeah, I guess some of them are less experienced. There's a little bit slaughtered instead of APM in the lights, but might have also just due to composition. We never know too much because making individual tests action here. Unfortunate moments for AP. Of course, we all expect enjoyers to the game. But yeah, I would like to see APM spot where they have enough use as cooking some spicy. I mean, you can get short afterwards because everyone then knows better why you're playing the stats. But I'm more like, if you're playing something and you practice something a little bit, a little bit strange with, it's definitely better than just staying to the stand and getting an ultimate by the stand of your will opponent, because it does not really make better. It just makes you look a bit boring and still, So I would love these teams that we they have low putting, cook something special, do something surprising, crack before, so you know that you're cooking something that is out of reality. But yeah, surprise, give us entertainment. That would be my wish. But that is about it for this first job. We're into a little of roughly 15 minutes. And then we will be with the game of our beloved NoScrim. I did not remember the opponents. I will quickly get into it for you guys. Okay, second game will be NoScrim versus SharkMentality. Since I promised Shrew to cast all their matches, we are watching these games all the time. So yeah, we see us in roughly 15 minutes to speak about the next match, SharkMentality versus NoScrim.
体战骂道，走送着草原人来的。
And guys, we are back for the second game of the evening, NoScrim versus SharkMentality. And as always, I give you the bans again here on the screen. And Raikou, Tigache, Kachi, welcome everyone in the chat. Enjoying the evening with my favorite Conqueror's Blade content, which is tournaments. So, dear lobby lead White Wing, please put me into spectator. I would absolutely appreciate it. And we speak about the picks and bans first. Saved Kokos and Rattan Vipers. I think that's two very solid picks. Kokos for winning blob fights and for countering flames, and Rattan Vipers for poke and taking out in general range, because they like some very cheeky spots you can shoot over with their high angles and pick off range. You can also sometimes pick special units on the rotation. Then we see the standard Lion Roar crew ban, Shenji ban, Rattan Pikeman ban, which I don't know, I don't see Rattan Pikeman ban as that good, even if these units are very strong. Rattan Pike ban is not that good since also Rattan shields exist. Paladin ban, I'm not quite sure about, but yeah, I guess it's like a full anti-frontline ban. Spear sergeants and stalwarts being gone. So yeah, the front lines, I estimate, now I'm just doing the guessing game, I estimate the front line to be a lot of Modaos. Also, I guess some green stuff. Mix of Modaos, Rattan round shields, Maybe some green shields for the anti-range cover. Could be idea. I do not think people might go for Imperial shields. Do NoScrim have players that prefer these imp shields? Maybe one set per push? Maybe. I personally would not go for them. I'm not the biggest imp shield fan currently. Because they are stupidly tanky, but they're doing nothing besides that. And I mean, the already banned units doing the jobs better. But I guess if they are banned, maybe we see some imp shields as a front line. Let me know what your alternative picks for the front line are. I think overall very solid picks and bans to make the game interesting. I think SharkMentality, like, I mean, they definitely saw the NoScrim games where that were very heavily shield dominated. But I do think that they played a little bit too much shields in NoScrim. So getting like super banned out on these shields might be actually an advantage for NoScrim. Hello Manta as well. Also Preclara, Chris. Yeah. Welcome everyone. Okay, let's go back to the casting screen and hope that the lobby is popping very soon. Until then, I'm taking a little bit of tea. Going semi-British here since I'm speaking English. I'm at least going for tea. But since it's getting colder outside and I need to talk so much, having a good warm tea is definitely a good thing. Come on, SharkMentality, bring in your last man or woman and get this party started. I do hope also, like, since we are observing the development of NoScrim a lot, I do hope that these guys keep improving, because I mean they have a lot of like talented players, but they are still doing like mistakes that I think are avoidable if they get more comfortable playing as a team. So I'm quite hyped to see and find out. SharkMentality, I actually did not see them too much beforehand, so I might be a little bit surprised how they play. Judging by the names, I do not know all of the names, but a lot of these names, I don't know, like I'm not sure what I can expect of these guys. So yeah, I do hope they play some refreshing and fun Conqueror's Blade, something that is new to me and might end up surprising NoScrim. So they take a challenge. But estimation-wise, I would go for NoScrim being the favorite in this game. So, come on guys, lobby is filled. Get ready to roll. Also, finish the game fast. If NoScrim, guys, if you're winning, win fast. So I don't miss too much of my briefing. So that would be pretty nice actually. The pop, 8 minutes late, better than in the first game. We are getting faster. Okay, in the hope that this game is not lagging out the voice and loading screen too much by now. I will continue as per usual and you guys have to deal with the lag. And I might just reinstall Conqueror's Blade for the next time and hope it's fixing it. I didn't do that in a long time, so maybe that's a fix I can try. solid amount of Shield Maiden, Flames, Phalanx. Some Imp Shields here on the side of NoScrim. Preclara with his now signature longbows. It's like, it's actually so funny. Like someone who's like, was a massive anti-range player, like mentality-wise, and playing massive infantry and also being good at it. Obtained longbows after getting frustrated in a lot of these long-range bot lobbies. It's actually hilarious. Also for my taste, it's a lot of range on. But that's the other side. Since a lot of shields are gone, for example, this Hwang will definitely have the chance to pick a lot of good kills up. Especially into these Hellbards. Yeah. Phalanx. Amazing counter potentially. Specials also all over the place. I do think Preclara's longbows can do a big impact here on the Zoo fort. They most likely, if they get in position, be more effective than these ground longbows on the A point from APM. That's for sure, because having them on the top of the wall, being capable of harassing every range on the bottom is definitely a strong thing. It only depends on SharkMentality holding the classical siege hold on BC. Then the longbows will definitely make a huge difference when it comes to sniping off specials on their way onto the battlefield. Sniping off the range that is supporting from the back. Greetings also to Sun Kao. Watching his team after that little incident. And I think we see a retreat here from SharkMentality, which also plays to the very standard game plan. Which makes me sad. Come on guys, you can do better. Do better and do something spicy. As much as sticking to the fundamentals in training is a good idea on game day. I wish for the sake of of entertainment that they present us some more spicy strats. But maybe also Dazoo is not the best map to see very spicy stuff. Outside of Sally's and variations of an A-hold. I guess the biggest variation we saw in the last tournaments was this behind this wall hold based on cannon blobs. I think that was maybe the spiciest new thing we saw. Okay, the lag in the longshoot is not... Okay. Maybe it was the drivers. I updated the drivers of my interface again. So yeah, maybe it got fixed. I hope. Sending a prayer that it stays like this. And NoScrim here with the uncontested A take very soon. Also, by the way, good hero action here by SharkMentality. Having the scouts up top here in an uncontested area with good overview. Good practice. Something I definitely do want to encourage in these Rustic League games. And as always, we are speaking in these Rustic League games a little bit more about fundamental game mechanics these teams need to improve on. Because maybe some of them are rewatching those VODs on YouTube or Twitch. So yeah, we want to give them some tips on their way to improve, because we need all of these teams in the leagues competing to fuel the market. You know, guys, we need more competitive players, more people that try hard in this game to keep everything going and interesting. Also, Atmuts, welcome, woof woof, in the chat. Gives me also flashbacks to season 7 and 8 for me. Okay, Flames and Kokos, they're in the back. That will definitely play into the hands of Preclara here. If he realizes it, he can snipe the Kokos and the Flames here in the back immediately. When they try to get into the fighting area. Doesn't matter if it's here or here. They can be sniped off. Oh, the Flame player maybe realized it. It is immediately hiding inside at least some units. Maybe the best spot they can be in. Only problem, it can be trapped. It's also a typical spot for a rotation trap. And now he's running out again. No, you were so much better. No. Okay, they have Shield Maiden. On top covering it. I'm not quite sure if that's the right thing, because now you have 3 units late arriving into the fight. Also having to go through a trap zone. It's a very, very not good position against these longbows with these type of specials. Also against the Kokos here on the top. SharkMentality, they will bleed. I'm not quite a fan of this NoScrim engage that fast. But I guess it's confidence. These Flames are not getting picked. Preclara, you had one job. Now the Kokos. Shrew. Yeah, he hits the Flames. But not all Flames dead. But at least Rosettenkasper after his reconnect being ready to dive. But NoScrim getting eaten here. The massive range focus was not the answer. And this is exactly why I said I'm not a fan of this quick engage with this confidence. They had the range advantage, they had Kokos. They could have just played the long game and just Koko throw already into the blob to harass and poke. Also the Archer players definitely, like all the ranged players massively failed to kill the units that, the special units that were coming into the fight. That is something, you know, like if you set up everything, you know, like the first thought process, taking high ground, taking these archers in a game that will be driven by special units is so good, and then they are not playing according to their setup. This is something that makes me really, really sad, you know, like when they were already there with everything they did in advance, and then they're not playing it out correctly. And that's the sad part when you have a team that contains so many talented players. Giving SharkMentality here the first one trade of the evening for these teams. The instant reinforcements on the B bottom here will also get now smashed by Flames. They should not commit to this. It's a little bit tough of a spot to observe. We're diving in here and hope that on the top is not too much happening. Besides the Sawang, going with the Wues to the flank, I guess. Tigache baiting some flame shots. But they need an idea to crack these flames. It cannot be the trap. The Flames are in a good position where the trap is not as likely to hit them. I mean, they're baiting more and more flame shots. But this is not enough to run them dry before the main fight is happening without wasting tons of time. Here from the top, the units are working. Now they abuse the high ground and kill some units on the flank. But this will not be enough to make this main fight work. And SharkMentality takes the opportunity here. They do not wait for the teammates to get slaughtered. But the defensive Flames of NoScrim are ready. I'm not quite sure about this trap. What is this trap? Oh. Fundamentals, guys. Fundamentals. This is what we are preaching in Rustic Division all the time. Focus on these fundamentals. Where to trap, when to trap is one of them. But nonetheless, they've won the first half of the engagement. And now they went around the corner and they make it here onto the final road to the B point. And it looks like they didn't lose a lot of units. Their flame player did the superior job here for sure. And they're very clean wiping with Rosette and Kasper's Cav here on the point. Just a few little heroes here left on the B point that will get cleaned off. Reinforcing units coming in. Some of the Cavs. Phalanx braced, but turned out. But got the Cav nonetheless. Micromanagement of Phalanx, very important topic. The opposing Phalanx getting trapped massively. And now they are still farming the one-by-one coming opponents. SharkMentality throwing unit after unit and making the unit trade worse and worse. Sad thing to see for a team that won the first trade so good. But threw it away with this push into NoScrim that did not work out for them at all. And now this will be very, very hard to come back for SharkMentality. NoScrim here with the way better unit trade and with still 7 minutes left. Plus the C point minutes they get on top to crack this endpoint. Another set of claims here from SharkMentality against a very spread out NoScrim. This is not the dream scenario for a flame player. NoScrim is not really set up to fight, it looks like. We saw I think they did not really appreciate this aggression from SharkMentality. So yeah, we saw at least one good move. It was a little bit surprising to at least one of the teams on the battlefield here. But NoScrim reformates and they are now marching in massively through this gate. Momo getting punished here by the dual blade on the side. Looks like NoScrim is slowly losing, but the reinforcement is unique with the glorious green Cav. Smashing into the wall, but smashing also units on their way. Unfortunately, very stuck here. So he's not getting the reverse charge from the backside. But that's not enough to win NoScrim the fight immediately. But it brought down the unit trade kind of 50-50 once more. And SharkMentality are running out of units. So I guess even if NoScrim keeps spamming these 50-50 trades, that's already enough to win the game.
No surrender!
Also, Dark Dust, thanks a lot for defending my sanity. Yeah, people should not make me sad with certain basic mechanics. That's for sure. But in general, you guys in the chat, you guys make me very happy enjoying my favorite thing in CB together with me. So therefore you're making me very happy and not sad. And NoScrim here with the other side of the map, rotation, immediately taking that supply, making SharkMentality rotate in a very unorganized way. Maybe they can even catch... Nah, okay. It just got a little bit off the shield unit. This Cav, nicely thought, not that effective in the end still. And now let's see if NoScrim perfected the grab and hold. Not perfect. Ideally, the frontline players would have moved up 2 more meters to keep the opponent perfectly in the trap. And then the rest of the team needs to hold. But I guess they decided to overrun them anyway and just murder themselves into the position where they are correct. Well played here by NoScrim after the first push, securing the first win in this matchup. Does not look like... the desperation kills here by Zombie Jab what is an objective when you can get green unit and serve kills? I mean, we all have been there. It's understandable to correct the unit score when it's lost anyway. Also, Zombie Jab taking the MVP here. I guess the last unit kills might have pushed him over the edge. Support and objective score were already enough to get him ahead. The team captain Shrew here with an outstanding performance, at least on his unit play. He played specials, because his hero numbers are not the craziest. And we all know I'm a massive hero gameplay enjoyer, so definitely want to see some good hero play. Peak here with very solid 150,000 damage. I think this is for a competitive match, very solid value. Crazier values are hard to achieve. Also killing 2 specials, definitely nice to see. Tyke here only with 100,000 damage. So yeah, we definitely need to highlight dual blades a little bit for being dual blades and making happy that at least some classes in this game are very fun and fast paced. So yeah, love to these players still embracing it, since I trade them and swap to musket for the sake of the team. Or musket English, let's put it that way. Very short break, and we will be back after getting some snappings for you guys with the second game of SharkMentality versus NoScrim. Okay, we are back from the little tea break for me. Hope you guys had a good wrap of snacks or drinks, so you're staying hydrated. Even in the winter, that's a very useful thing. So yeah, quick reminder of the picks and bans you can quickly see on the screen. And then we are going back into the casting screen so you can see the lobby where I am winning team joining instead of going to the observer mode. Also, I'm quite interested here in the conversation on my in the chat. Preclara claiming that he did 20 special kills, but unfortunately I didn't look it up because I've seen the Lost Flames and I didn't want to shame him up further because I wasn't expecting him that he killed more specials after missing these very obvious flames that were so open and that should have been so dead because they could have seen it. So yeah. But yeah, I hope that's true, and if he did, then it's definitely worth it and well played. But definitely these flames need to die still. Because that's exactly the reason, or one of the reasons they lost this first fight. I think that was the only shadow on the otherwise pretty glorious performance of NoScrim here. They didn't play out this first fight as good as they could. Because they had the range advantage, they did not need to rush. They could have just played a little bit slower, is a little bit more methodical around their special and range setup. Utilizing it a little bit more effective, and they would have just also stomped this first fight. I'm pretty convinced. But nonetheless, yeah, good take for NoScrim in the first fight. But SharkMentality at least showing one aggressive counter take of the space towards the B point, not holding on the end point alone. I did like it. It did not perfectly work, but I guess it did not work in the context of the big unit losses over the course of the battle before. In general, I also do appreciate their try of making some action work there on the B spot. Unfortunately, it was not the best decision to go aggressive there, because their moving flames got absolutely cooked by the stationary flames, because they moved around the corner and got roasted. That was a little bit a downer, because I do like teams that try to play aggressive and try to get the momentum even on defense, but it's a very rough way to learn this. When it's a good moment to counter push, when it's a good moment, you still have to wait. Or when a good moment is to maybe get some other flanks rolling. You know, like sometimes the answer is not always one blob aggression or not aggression. Sometimes the answer is spreading out some flanks, getting some aggressive picks on other sides of the map. Or maybe a two-sided flank into this B point choke, which could also be possible through the other gate. Things to think about for SharkMentality. But the game, it didn't feel as close. As I thought, like in the beginning. In the end, it got massively one-sided, because NoScrim, even if they did not like smash a fight, they got always good unit trades out of the fights and good value on the flanks when they were in front of the B point. And I think it totally went downhill for SharkMentality at this lost B fight. I think from there on, it was super hard for them to come back. Okay, Tyke has to defend himself. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I see that. I see that. That you had to play musket. So he gets all the kills. That's okay. I still love you. Carry me in that match, please. The trash talk. Yeah, guys, like, friendly banter is always welcome. Okay. By SharkMentality. No, like, in general, friendly banter is always welcome. I try to keep track of it, you know, like, if it's some people that know each other having friendly banter and trash talking a little bit back and forth. But I will definitely not allow some blatant yapping and insulting from, I don't know, turbo randoms that think that they're good at the game. Insulting the players, because we always need to keep in mind these players are putting themselves out there, you know, and it's always easier from the viewing point of view. Okay, what? They picked the wrong map, most likely. Like, it's always easier if you are watching. It's always easier, you know, to backseat game from your sofa and being smart ass about it than just playing it. So a little bit of respect needs to be still out there for these players. That's what I would wish from you guys. And since you are my viewers, I'm very sure you guys can give me that. Since I know, like, I have only GigaChat viewers that are smart, educated, and good at the game, right? Please don't prove me wrong. Which one is the correct lobby? This one, right? Yeah. I hope this is now the correct lobby. I'm not quite sure if I like these short forms of the names. I'm not quite sure if I like that. Come on, guys. Fill the lobby as soon as possible. Come on, come on, come on. I have to play afterwards. Because I do not want to leave you guys too early here. That would not be cool. And I also do not want to skip the meeting. As much as I know the strategy already. As much as I'm comfortable with playing without, like, crazy briefing. But it's a thing of respect to be on time, so please. Thanks a lot. Complain and you shall receive, I guess. Also, greetings to all the white Dutch in my chat. Frikandeling my chat. Unfortunately, I'm not speaking Dutch at all. Like, I can just... It's basically on on the level of my Japanese and Russian. So it only consists like brand names. You know, like my Japanese is bound to Toyota and Mitsubishi. And this is basically my Dutch level as well. So yeah, you guys are invited to teach me some fun Dutch at some point. And maybe SharkMentality are also teaching a lesson of the big comeback to NoScrim. At least that is what SharkMentality is hoping for. Preclara now with his second attempt on the playing longbows and killing specials. I think he's now even more hyped after hearing it on stream to kill these specials, which is definitely a harder job to do on defense. But longbows have the reach; they can do this. But it also depends on the chosen fighting spots. Also, Momu not with Kokos anymore. Very surprising. He was definitely cooking in a lot of matches with them. But the Kokos are now up to only Captain with the Kokos. Maybe they learn from Rough Justice. Put this on the Captain is the idea. Maybe that's something they learn from us. Come on, thanks. And we are back in the overview of amazing tower pushing phase. The most fun the game has to offer. Watching big wooden machines move centimeter by centimeter on the screen from right to left in this case. I'm not surprised by this retreat, which was kind of a silly bait, right? But no reactions they got out of SharkMentality. I guess like the coolest reaction you can provoke with these baited sallies is that they rush to the front, and then you can RT punish them a little. I think that's the coolest reaction you can provoke. Unfortunately, that did not work out at all. So no action for us here in the tower pushing phase. Okay, nothing special so far. Everyone hiding their units, everyone sitting on artillery, longbows farming, pushing serfs. Amazing. Please, dear devs, I have to like reinforce this little thing I want from you guys. Please give us more maps with no tower pushing phase. More like Fjord of Heilung. And maps like this, like tower pushing phases are so boring. They are boring in Siege. They're making everyone sleepy. So give us more instant action. So standard so far. Okay. NoScrim here. With a very... it looks a little bit like 50-50 split for now. Not the worst. Especially in the slower shield meta. I think having a 50-50 split as a starter is not the worst idea in general. But now the question is, what type of specials are SharkMentality bringing and where they are attempting their push? They have they have flames, so they might go for a bottom B push actually. Because they're not bringing any type of throwing stuff for the top. Could also go for the supply. But if you go supply, I would have definitely been... Ah, that's the Kokos, okay. Never mind. So now they can also push supply. But if they push supply, then the glorious time for Preclara comes. To make use of his longbows. To get the Kokos, for example, off the stairs. But he's moving them in the open. Very, very dangerous. I'm not quite sure what the plan is. Okay, he's taking the high ground there. Nearly eating the rotation trap. By the way, which is not that strong. You know, like, if you want to make good rotation traps, always move your units in a way that makes the opponent move somewhere and then trap it onto the rotation. So they're either making, you know, like a late arrival at the fight, or they lose units in the trap. That's correct traps. Putting people in a lose-lose decision. And here we see a quick little deathmatch on the stairs. Unfortunately, not really extended and we missed the details. And they're also going for this topside push here. Very, very interesting. I've seen more and more of these topside pushes with a full team. And I'm not quite sure if I'm the biggest fan of them. I do think the variant we saw from Story Enjoyers was much better, where they had at least a little force that is trying to get onto the supply, because you cannot fight this fight when the supply is consistently fueling the defender with more and more units. They're definitely taking the slower approach, which is not bad when you have the high ground and the trap. They have the time. And now the longbows. Okay, now the opponent knows where the longbows are, so now they could just start moving down with their setup and pre-trap onto the range. So it's very important to split up the range, to not put them in the same spot, and have definitely an eye for these traps. Okay, I guess that's a very, very safe position for the longbows. Okay, they are very, very far in the back here. I guess trying to avoid the other archers that have the high ground advantage. SharkMentality moving down very slowly. Not throwing a trap immediately, which is a mistake. I think that's a lack of coordination and communication, because they're basically going forward, doing the bait, but not throwing the trap here, or maybe here, you know, like to punish rotation that they force. That way they're just, yeah, this is bad. This is a straight up bad trap. Guys, fundamentals. We are speaking about fundamentals here. Do not try to trap units that have nothing to do. That is never working. It only works against very, very bad players. And you cannot expect in competitive that your opponents are very, very bad players. It's just a wasted trap and wasted time. So I guess maybe we have another attempt. Okay. These guys really want to trigger me. You know, it's like, oh, come on. This is not how you do that, guys. I really hope that SharkMentality is watching this VOD at some point. Maybe if you know some of these players, send them the VOD. Like, this is not how you trap this. And now they're moving in and having no trap for the actual rotation. You know, like, here could be a trap right now, smashing into these units, or smashing here into the rotation. Now when the trap hits, it's hitting nothing when the fight is already over. Good reinforcing Kev here into the middle of the blob, making it for the first third. Solid supply block here by SharkMentality. Winning this fight quite strongly, quite one-sided. And the longbows did not do as much, because if there's too many shields around, these longbows are not killing. At least the longbows are making it out, so they can have a use on the end cap. Unit trade slightly won here by SharkMentality, but maybe we have a retake by NoScrim. Phones could unfortunately pull already. It's not the best timing for a retake. These Kevs are now semi-committed and have to yeet in. This looks like communication and shot calling error, which always happens in like teams that do not scrim and play a lot together, when it's not really communicated for the shot caller how it's actually looking. And they had this like pre-planned thing of a retake, and now it's getting chaotic. The stress in voice might be huge now for NoScrim, and I do hope they come back from it. At least SharkMentality is not pressuring them a lot. I mean, they could have already moved here to punish. That one guy kept move and punish. You know, the response that was not that strong and reinforced. Doing this 10-man slow caps, missing opportunities is sad, but it is good definitely for NoScrim, because now they can attempt to kill the side here with the flames, and it looks very promising here, but the trap might hit very hard. They need to move forward very fast. Yeah, solid. They dodged a lot of the trap. Very good fast push, and definitely that's one of the upsides of not having all these shielded units. You can now push easier or counter push easier, because you can kill yourself through the opponent lines and dodge the trap inside the opponent, kind of. Well executed here by NoScrim, the counter push. They saw the opportunity because SharkMentality went for this, full like hold and cap actions, where I'm definitely not a fan of, because in the end this game, I mean, objectives matter, but unit trade is the holy grail. Unit trade in the end wins all objectives for you. And they missed the opportunity for the counter push when NoScrim was not ready. They could have pushed here in a definitely good area. And they could have also used all of their people and ignore the B point. The thing is, like, if you pressure end cap, B point is yours anyway. For SharkMentality, definitely they need to work on traps especially, but also on decision making. Unit trade so far pretty even, and now the Hwang on the hunt for opponent range, but they most likely only get a trap as a reward for it. Okay, that's actually pretty sad. The Hwang baiting out the trap and everyone else running then into the Hwang. Okay, it was interesting. Okay, well played by the Hwang player, perfectly anticipated that the trap will come. Unfortunately, his teammates didn't pay attention where he stood before and nearly got massively trap punished. But yeah, this is one of the things that make the long range attempts a little bit harder. When these long shield lines are standing in front of units you really want to kill with your longbows. So the perfect moment will come in the future. It might be now on the rotation, it might be during the fight, to take out opposing range units, and they have quite a few. So now Preclara can be MVP on his longbows for the fight. But for that he needs to get them out of the spawn and safe zone. Good action by the way, I need to highlight this. Very good practice, having a scouting flank here so the longbows can operate here without getting killed for free from a flanker. Very, very good. getting this info. You don't need to fight from here, but at least having some hero presence here to get info. Very, very good. Also having this one flanker with the Wu Wei. Smart idea. Unfortunately, it makes me zoom out a little bit more. So I'm not missing the fine details here on the flank. Come on, guys, hurry up. And push in. SharkMentality here. Come on, Preclara, it's time to absolutely rearrange these archers here. Come on. Double stack of archers, Preclara. Nice, nice, nice. They all die. A little bit late for my taste. I know what he was hitting before. Maybe try to get a snipe on the flames. But it looks like SharkMentality is making the way onto the endpoint. And the reinforcements of NoScrim are coming in late because of a good supply block. Yes, this is what I mean when I talk about fundamentals. These supply blocks are very, very good to win your team time, to make your opponent have a bad timing. And now NoScrim is under pressure. Kev reinforcements with Wu Weis. Kev frontally into Modao Phalanx. Why? No! I mean, you're desperate, but you don't need to be... Nah. Nah. Not frontally into these anti-Kev units. The other Kev attempts are way better. And it looks like they're making it back onto their own end cap, but they paid a very hefty price for it. And the attacker Kev also makes it through. Also another little engagement from the Kev on the reversal. And another Kev getting cycled. SharkMentality with a slight unit advantage here in the end. Intense last moments here on the map. Four minutes left on the counter. God, this is so intense. Why did we waste so much time? I'm getting very pressured by my own game time here. But for you guys, I have to be in a little bit more. It's not decided yet. This is so dangerous for NoScrim. They are low on units already and they can still get trapped. And the last push is rolling in. Standard positioning here. They still have also Flame SharkMentality. Oh, this is such a huge advantage. Now we need crazy NoScrim action against the specials with their heroes. Otherwise, I don't see a chance how they win this fight. And the Flames are cooking. Marzipan making it through. But making it through is not enough. We have no fire rune to suicide onto Flames anymore. Good decision making here. Trying to get the heroes here into the backline. That looks like SharkMentality made it through. I'm also not quite sure what I saw there. I saw some fire on the ground here. I hope it was Kokos and not someone else using a fire rune. And we also see the first GG call on the battlefield. GG's 1-1 NoScrim versus SharkMentality. Thanks a lot, guys, for turning in. Here you have to find the scoreboard. I will now quickly go to my game, so thanks a lot for attending. See you on the next Sunday.